Hi everyone, I'm Zahara Rasheeda. So this is my web application which I have created for web programming and database management questions. So today I'm going to discuss about the 31st question of database. So this is the 31st question. Here in the main paragraph they have told the bill book system is used to keep information on the bills of the shoe store called Arali's Shoe Center. So that means they have kept a bill book system. So that means they have used to keep a bill book system to keep the information of the bills in the Arali's Shoe Center. This method is used for a long time. But using this method will embarrass the shop owner and employers. The accountant working in the shop pointed out to the shop owners the disadvantages of the bill book system. So that means the accountant have pointed out the disadvantages to the shop owner about the bill book system. Disadvantages pointed out were the loss of bill books, damage to bill books, and the need of separate space of storing bill books. So that these are the disadvantages of having a bill book system. Because of these factors, the store owner realized that bill book system is difficult to use and decided to use a computer software. So because of these reasons, they have decided to use a computer software. The software were developed by HeidiSoft, a software development company. You work as a senior software engineer at this company. You and your team are tasked with creating the database for this software. Create the required ER diagram for that. To do this, follow the instruction below. Name the database as Arali's Shoe Center. So that means because of these disadvantages, they have decided to create a computer software which is developed by HeidiSoft. So we have to imagine that I am the senior software engineer of the company, and to create the database of this software using the instructions, I have to create a ER diagram. So for that, I have to use the database name as Arali's Shoe Center. So now let's see the 31st question set. The first question, here they have told, create a user table for storing the information of all the customers and the suppliers in the store as shown below. So that means we have to create a user table using these instructions. So to create the user table, here I will use the MySQL Workbench Software. So before we create the table, I will create a new model. And here I will give the database name, as here they have told to give as Arali's Shoe Center. So I will double click here and I will give the database name as Arali's Shoe Center. Now when I click the rename reference, you can see the database name have been changed like this. Now I will double click the add diagram. So this is the diagram which we have got. First, I will start creating the user table. Now when I double click this, I can edit the table. I will give the table name as user. You can see I have to add a column which is called user ID. And I have to give the primary key option. and auto increment. So this is the first column which I have to create as user ID, and I will add a primary key and I will give the auto increment option. To add the primary key, I will give a tick, and to give the auto increment option, I will tick this. And the first name, the last name, contact number, the status. So this is how I have created the user table. Now let's go to the second question. Create a gender table for storing the gender of all the customers and all the suppliers in the store as shown below. So I have to create a gender table. I will give the gender ID, and the gender name with the length 10. Here in the third question, they have told, create a table named user type to store the type of software users. To do so, use the instruction below. So that means we have to create a table which is known as user type. Now I will create a user type table. I will give the column name as user type ID. And the user type name. Here in the fourth question, they have told, create a system login table to store the login details of the software users. So that means we have to create a table which is known as system login. So first I will give the login ID. and the username has varchar20. And the password should be varchar45. Now let's go to the fifth question. Here they have told create a table called address to store the address of software users. To do so, use the instruction below. So that means we have to create a table called address. So for that, we have to create these columns. Address. And I will give the column name as address ID. And the number. Street 1. Now let's go to the sixth question. Here they have told create a table called city to store the cities of the software user's address. To do so, use the instruction below. So we have to create a city table. So for that, I will create a new table. City name. So this is how we should create the tables according to the 31st question. Hope you understood everything about the 31st question. Thank you.